Mouse species. For millions of years, 9 species of large, flightless bird known as moas, Dinornithiformis, thrive in New Zealand. Then, about 600 years ago, they probably went extinct. The country's Mao era lasts from the founding of the People's Republic on 1 October 1949 to Deng Xiaoping's consolidation of power and policy reversal at the third plenum of the 11th Party Congress on 22 December 1978.
Haast eagle. The haast eagle went extinct in about AD 1400 after people arrived on the islands and hunted the moa to extinction. One study estimated the prehistoric total population at 3,000 to 4,500 breeding pairs. Haast eagle became extinct 500 to 600 years ago, around the same time that all moa species became extinct. Overhunting of its moa prey by humans was probably the main cause of its extinction.
Elephant birds are members of the instinct-rotite family Epeirometidae, made up of flightless birds that once lived on the island of Madagascar. They are thought to have become extinct around 1000 to 1200 CE, probably as a result of human activity.
Stellar sea cow. This species is traditionally considered to have been exterminated by blitzkrieg-style direct over-harvesting for food, but it has also been proposed that its extinction resulted from a sea urchin population explosion triggered by extirpation of local sea otter population that eliminated the shallow water kelps on. Abstract. Stellar sea cow. A giant sirenian discovered stellar sea cow. A giant sirenian discovered in 1741 and extinct by 1768 is one of the few megafaunal mammal species to have died out during the historical period in 1741 and extinct by 1768 is one of the few megafaunal mammal species to have died out during the historical period. Aurochs. The aurochs declined during the late Holocene due to habitat loss and hunting and became extinct when the last individual died in 1627 in Jack Thoreau Forest in Poland.
Dodo bird. Until recently, the last confirmed dodo sighting on its home island of Mauritius was made in the birds. Were first seen by Portuguese sailors about 1507 and were exterminated by humans and their introduced animals. The dodo was extinct by 1681, the Reunion solitaire by 1746, and the Rodriguez solitaire by about 1790 to 1662, but a 2003 estimate by David Roberts and Andrew Solo placed the extinction of the birds around 1690.
Lepidodendron extinct genus of tree size, Lycus seed plants that live during the Carboniferous period, about 300 What is the world's oldest known plant?
Viola Criana. Tears were surely shed for this beautiful plant once it could no longer be found in the wild by the mid-1930s and was completely extinct by the 1950s. The cry violet, which was found exclusively in France, was driven to extinction after it was picked faster than it could be planted.
Santa Helena mountain bush. The extinction of the Santa Helena olive Misiota elliptica in November 2003 was a tragic loss to Santa Helena and the world. The last wild plant had died in 1994. Cosmos. The original 13-part Cosmos, a personal voyage, first aired in 1980 on the Public Broadcasting Service and was hosted by Carl Sagan. The show has been considered highly significant since in its broadcast. David Hitzkoff of the New York Times described it as a watershed moment for science television programming. Do Cosmos come back every year? Nearly all Cosmos are annuals, meaning they do not come back every year. In order to have blooms every year, you will need to resow the seeds the following spring.
Valerianella affinis. Valerianella extenca, formerly known as Valerianella affinis, was a species of plant in the family Caprifoliaceae. It was endemic to Socotra, Yemen. It was only found once in Jebel Maale near Valencia in 1880 and has not been seen again despite repeated searches in the region. This dry weather-loving annual grow exclusively in the mountain slopes of Yemen in the 19th century. The reason for the plant's suddenly disappearance still remains a mystery. It only grew in a narrow strip of land along the coast of North Africa, and farmers were unable to cultivate it due to overwhelming demand for silphium. Its number rapidly dwindled, and by the 2nd century BC, the plant was considered extinct. Roman author and naturalist Pliny the Elder 23-24-79 AD wrote that within his lifetime only a single stalk of the plant could be found. It was harvested and given to the Emperor Nero as a novelty around 54 to 68 AD. Sadly, silphium is nowhere to be found today. Smallpox. Smallpox is an acute contagious disease caused by the variola virus, a member of the orthopox virus family. It was one of the most devastating diseases known to humanity and caused millions of deaths. Before it was eradicated, it is believed to have existed for at least 3,000 years. The program made steady progress toward ridding the world of this disease, and by 1971, smallpox was eradicated from South Africa followed by Asia, 1975, and finally Africa, 1977.
Leprosy bacterium. The disease seems to have originated in Eastern Africa or the Near East and spread with successive human migrations. European or North Africans introduced leprosy into West Africa and the Americas within the past 500 years. Is an infection caused by slow-growing bacterium called Mycobacterium leprae. It can affect the ears, skin, eyes, and lining of the nose, nasal mucosa. With early diagnosis and treatment, the disease can be cured. Antibiotics can cure leprosy. They work by killing the bacteria that cause leprosy, while antibiotics can kill the bacteria. They cannot reverse damage caused by the bacteria. If you already have a disability, such as loss of feeling or blindness that's permanent.
Poliomyelitis virus. Thanks to polio vaccine, dedicated healthcare professionals and parents who vaccinate their children on schedule, wild polio virus has been eliminated in this country for more than 30 years. Since 1979, no cases of polio caused by wild polio virus have originated in the USA.